रूपं सातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांद राधा कांद नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरि वत्सल। Okay. It's okay. I'm fine with that. Okay. So, no, you're joining here. Nice. Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna. You're also doing? No, I asked help with that. Oh, help with that. Okay. There's no other, any other checking the Bhagavad? Okay, so Hare Krishna. First of all, I like to stand and speak. Yeah, but then the Zoom thing, no? Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. So I was thinking about it the whole week, like how do I do both? Anyway, it's fine. Then where do I look? I look here or I look here? Huh? Switch it. Okay. Naturally. Just normal. Talking to us. Yeah, then okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. Please forgive me if you don't feel like I'm talking to you or if you don't feel like I'm talking to you because, we are person. There, no, but then they're also personal. Anyway, okay, so last week we did chapter 7. Yes. Chapter 7. So we spoke about Bhagavad Gita divided into 3 sections. The first 6 chapters, middle 6 chapters, and the last 6 chapters. So the middle 6 chapter is the actual jewel. So the whole Bhagavad Gita is like a jewel box. The middle is the actual jewel. The first is the base. The last 6 is the covering. The jewel is in the middle. So we are in that jewel. What is the jewel? Bhakti. The first 6 chapters are generally called the Karma Yoga. The last 6 chapters are called the Jnana Yoga. The middle is the Bhakti Yoga. So we saw Krishna is very smart. When you start reading a book, how do you start reading? Either in the front you start nicely, or you want to know how the book ends, so we go to the end. No one reads in the middle. No? So Krishna puts this whole essence in the middle. So unless we read, we won't. Oh, here he is. So what is the connection between chapter 6 and chapter 7? How are they connected? See, even though it is, first of all, when Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, did he say, okay, thus ends chapter 1, thus ends chapter 2? No. So who did this chapter 1, chapter 2? Vyasdev, when he wrote. So Krishna didn't do that. For Krishna, it is just a flow conversation. So obviously should be a relation between the chapters, how the flow is coming. So that's why, what is the relation between chapter 6 and chapter 7?
So chapter 6 is finishing on the culmination of all yogas is Bhakti Yoga. And then we enter into the section of the book of talking about Bhakti Yoga, which is knowledge of the Absolute.
Okay.
So understanding Krishna's some of Krishna's opulences in chapter 7 to understand. So we're going into Bhakti Yoga. I'm just sort of.
Okay. How does chapter 6 end?
Yogi, about the yogi.
Yogi, yes. What about the yogi?
The highest yogi is. Yeah.
Highest yogi is who is always thinking of Krishna. Then we will say, oh, I have a job, I have my family, I need to cook. How am I always going to think of Krishna? So Krishna speaks like how, which screen will be seen there?
Which one do you want to be reflected? Would you want it to be reflected?
Okay, that is, oh, okay, this is the only one I wanted. And there is PowerPoint also, a little bit. Oh, this is the screen that will be seen there, is it? Put on another screen? Or
Okay, it will be whatever is on there, we'll show.
whatever is here will be seen. So if I click anything here, it will all come here.
Sorry?
If I click any of these, it will come here. Like if I click here.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's fine. It's good for me. Yeah, there's no. Okay. So the example of a mother and a child can be seen, like when the child goes to school, then the mother is starting to clean the room, and then the mother see the child's shoes, the clothes for folding. What is the mother seeing there? The shoes of the child. Huh? She sees the relationship. Yeah, so but she actually doesn't see, oh, this shoes is of this brand. No, she just see the child there. Or any relationship for that matter. If we love someone so much, when we see something related to them, we see them and not the object. So the same way in chapter 7, Krishna talks about how we can see Krishna in this material world. The best example, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu. What does Krishna say? I am he says about the 5 elements, and then he also says about
Is the essence of things, like taste of water and
yes, very good. The essence of everything. Thank you, Prabhu. Essence of water. Essence of everything. What essence does Prabhupada say? The active ingredient. Active ingredient of everything in this world is Krishna. Water, the taste of water. Taste of water means, okay, Prabhuji, I can't maximize the screen.
No.
Okay. So I am the taste of water. Taste, that taste means what quenches my thirst. That is the active ingredient of water. Or of the fire, heat. Heat of the fire. The light of the sun and the moon. That is all Krishna. And Krishna speaks about something which we can always see. Like light of the sun and the moon, always we can see. No? So now Oh, I need to share my screen here. I can, as normal, share.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to see where it is.
Die screen.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, that's what I can. Yeah. But then,
Then you can.
okay, they're able to see this. No?
Minimize this.
Yeah.
Mataji, forgive me for being a bit slow. I just missed the direct transition between 6 and 7. I didn't encapsulate it for my own brain.
Yeah, 6 ends with yoginam api sarvesham. Who is the topmost yogi? Topmost yogi is one who is always thinking of Krishna. Mad gaten antaratmana, who is always abiding in me, thinking of me. So how do we think of Krishna always? That is given in chapter 7. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So the last verse, you are better at reading this because yeah. Sachikumar Prabhu, can you read the last
Text 30.
30? Yeah.
Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death.
Did you understand anything? Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of material manifestation of the demigods, of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. Don't have, okay. What I'm saying is, don't worry if you didn't understand. Arjuna also didn't understand. So in chapter 8, Arjuna asked the same question. You have put so many technical things here. What does all this mean? You know, it's all technical terms. When we see, it's recording, I think, okay. See, so this is English itself is very difficult. Now you see the Sanskrit. Sadhi bhutadi deva mam sadhi yatnyam chaye viduhu prayana kale pichamam te vidur yukta chetasaha. So Arjuna is telling, what have you spoken? What is all these things that you have said? So there are 6 terms that Krishna says. Adhibhuta, sa adhibhuta, adhibhuta, adhidevam, adhiyatnyam. Then before that, in the previous verse, was Brahman. And prayana kale vichamam te vidur yukta chetasa, how I can know you at the time of death. So that is how chapter 8 starts. So now, let's see, okay. Now in chapter 8, what is it? Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't see you also. Chapter 8. Okay. Attaining the Supreme. So 6 technical terms: Brahma, Brahman, Adhyatma, Karma, Adhibhuta, Adhideva, Adhyatnya. So the whole chapter is actually answering these questions. And in this also, it's very interesting that the first 4 verses, Krishna answers the first 5 questions. He just says, this is what it is. And the rest of the chapter, Krishna answers the last question. Okay, first 7 questions. Okay. Then the last, okay, destination of, okay, there are 2 things, 2 extra questions he asked, the 6 terms plus 2 questions. We'll see that. One is, where does this one of them reside? And then the other is how to remember. So here we can see, okay, so this is just how the chapter is divided. And verses 5 to 9, and then 10 to 13. This is very interesting chapter, this chapter. this chapter tells us what no one else in the world can tell us beyond this material world. Till now, we saw everything about this world, but here Krishna goes far out, not in this world. We cannot understand. No? So he speaks about Yoga Mishra Bhakti in the verses 10 to 13. So, and then he speaks about pure devotional service. We'll see why Krishna speaks these two. Because he speaks that one of the last questions that Arjuna is asking is, how can I remember you at the time of death? So Krishna tells two ways you can remember. One is this Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Yoga Mishra Bhakti means the Ashtanga Yoga process, where they meditate, control the air and all those. And then Krishna says, yeah, in that way also you can, come to me. By controlling your senses, controlling your breathing, controlling everything, bringing it, yama, niyama, you learned that in the 6th chapter, no? So interestingly, like, what is Ashtanga Yoga? What are the 6 Ashtanga Yoga process? Yama, niyama. Actually, in the 6th chapter, Prabhupada doesn't mention that in any of the purport. Prabhu mentions, but it is not in the purports, it's not there. Yeah, it's not there. In other chapters, Prabhupada explains, but it is very strange, it talks about that, but nowhere you can find what the 6 things are. So anyway, so either we can do all those 6 and then remember Krishna by full control of the senses, fully controlling the mind and controlling the air and, the 5 kinds of air. So all those with so much difficulty, which means it is not possible in one lifetime. Because all this controlling is not, we know how much easy it is to control our senses. Especially like, okay, forget about the material world, that they don't even think about it. Even in devotees, that is why, Prabhupada gives this Ekadashi, and then this Chaturmas. And every time we think of, okay, I will stop eating sweets, I'll stop eating. You do that? As some, yeah, and that is only till the next day breakfast. Oh, okay, nice. Full fast. Nice. So, yeah, Janmashtami, at least no one is eating, so it's still okay. Like only but if you think of, I won't eat sweets, and then you come for breakfast and there is this big tray of cake and then big tray of this and that, and then you don't know how to control. So in one lifetime, it is not possible to reach that level of remembering Krishna by this Yoga Mishra Bhakti. So Krishna says that is one option, that for lifetimes you practice yoga and then control your breath, control everything, and then ultimately chant this Om and think of Krishna at death. That is one. Otherwise, Krishna says, just do pure devotional service and just remember me. Sing or dance in Harinam, Hare Krishna, remember Krishna, done. Look, Prabhupada, looked out of the window, here only in London, and Bury Place, and said, okay, Lord Chaitanya will personally take you. Oh, hand raised. Oh, Sohil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to ask, in this Yoga Mishra Bhakti, is that what Bhishma Dev did?
Bhishma Dev was also a pure devotee. Yeah. He was a Mahajan. Yeah. He is a pure devotee.
Right.
Yeah. These are people we will see in detail how it happens. That is like you don't do any work. Like you cannot do other activities. You are only doing this yoga process. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So pure devotional service. So that's the other option. That is verses 14 to 16. And then now Krishna says, with both of these, if we either do Yoga Mishra Bhakti and remember Krishna at the end, or we do pure devotional service and remember Krishna at the end, what is the result of it? What's the result? Attaining God, yeah. Where will we go at the end if we remember Krishna? Go, yeah, we will go back to Krishna. Now, then, the next thing what Krishna says is, what is the difference between material and spiritual world? The question is, why I should go to the spiritual world? You know, I am happy here. I'm living alone in my house. I have a dog with me. I'm happy. Why I should go back to Krishna? So that is explained in verses 17 to 22. So we'll see that in detail there. Then the next verses 23 to 28 speaks about how this devotional service is supreme. How he tells that is by again dividing it into two. For the yogis, even when they are leaving their body, they have to think what time they are leaving. They cannot just leave any time. You know, the Uttarayana time, Dakshina, what position is the sun and all those, Uttarayana, Dakshinayana time. So whether they leave, okay, now I understand. So Prabhu, is that why you were asking the question, that did he wait for the time to come?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, there it is explained that he was just waiting for Krishna to come. When you in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains, it wasn't because it ever mattered to him what time he leaves his body, because Bhishma Dev, he was asking the question about Bhishma Dev because Bhishma Dev waits, so Uttarayana time, so January, it starts, so he waited. That is it. Like, so when we read, it is like Bhishma Dev waited for the sun to go to that. So you understand what it is, that how the sun travels? What is this? We'll see that. Okay, anyway. So Bhishma Dev didn't have anything to do with it. He was just waiting for Krishna to come. And for that, he gave that excuse as, okay, let me wait till the sun goes the other way. Okay, not because he was a yogi and otherwise he will not say, I just want to see you, Krishna, at the time of death. That's all Krishna, Bhishma Dev said. I am happy, I saw your face, I'm leaving, done. So in verses 23 to 26, Krishna explains about this yogis. They have to wait for the time. They have to check what time and everything. But for the devotee, the devotional service is so supreme that any time they can leave their body, no problem.
Mataji, when he's waiting for Krishna to come, that's actually Smaranam, isn't it? He's still becoming. It's still devotional service. He's thinking about when is Krishna coming? When is Krishna coming?
Yeah, he is a Mahajan. He is a see, if Krishna took up the weapon just for him, that shows something about the devotee, Like if Krishna says, I will not take a weapon, and he just took the weapon just for Bhishma. He broke the promise for Bhishma. What you said, let it become true. I don't care what I said becomes true or not. In Mahabharata, Krishna said he will not take any weapon, and he took the weapon because Bhishma said, if not the Pandavas are dead, otherwise Krishna will take the weapon. Okay, so here again, coming back, this 23 to 28 shows the supremacy of. Okay, now this is the result of hearing these middle 6 chapters. Would anyone like to read this?
By hearing the middle 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita and the association of devotees, one gets the benefits of performing all sacrifices, penance, etc. And one progresses from anartha nivritti to pure love of Krishna.
Yes, anartha nivritti Prabhupada covered in the in the first 6 chapters in one chapter, Shraddha to Prema. In that, Anartha Nivritti. So the clearing, we get cleared of all the offenses. And then we get the Ruchi Asakti, Bhava, Prema. We will achieve love of Godhead just by hearing these middle 6 chapters. So it's that powerful. Okay. So now we come back to the 7 questions. Okay. So we come to the first verse. Arjuna inquired, "O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? What are the demigods? Please explain this to me." So now these questions, some of the questions maybe we ourselves know. What are fruitive activities? Fruitive activities means karma. What is karma? What is this material manifestation? So we may think, what is this big deal Arjuna is asking? He's supposed to be a king. He should be knowing all the simple questions. But actually, he is asking something more detailed there. So here we can see this is, usually we miss this point as devotees also. When we say Atma, we usually think of it as the soul. But Atma refers to body, soul, and mind. According to the Vedic dictionary, Atma refers to the mind, soul, body, and senses also. We never think of that. Atma means for us, it's a soul. But complete. Yes, but so based on the context, it could be any of these. So actually, Arjuna is asking, out of this, what are you referring to when you say Sadibhuta Adidevamam Sadiyajnam Chevidu? Just making it clear. Then in text 2, he's asking, who is a lord of sacrifice, Adiyajna? And how does he live in the body? That is another question. How does he live? This lord of the sacrifice, how does he live in the body? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? So lord of sacrifice may refer to either Indra or Vishnu. So Arjuna is asking specifically. In Krishna book also we see Nanda Maharaj doing the sacrifice, trying to please Indra. So here Arjuna is asking, whom are we pleasing by the sacrifices? Is it Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Vishnu, who it is? This one, for fruity workers, this is important. So in this chapter 7, 8, 9, 8 chapter, 9 chapter, 7, 8, 9, 7 chapter also we learned about the demigods. So here also Prabhupada is explaining, Krishna is telling how they're related. Okay, so here again, this significant word here is how Arjuna is addressing Krishna. Dehesmin Madhusudana. What is the significance of Madhusudana? Kill the demon Madhu. Represents?
Kill the doubts. Kill the doubts as well.
Kill the doubts. So Arjuna is telling, see, I'm your devotee. I shouldn't be having any doubt. But I'm having all these doubts. Can you please kill my doubts? So that is why he's using the addressing Krishna as Madhusudana. Then the last one is Prayana Kale. His last question is, how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? This is a very deep chapter. So here Prabhupada quotes about Kulashekara Alvar in Mukundamala Stotra. What does Kulashekara Alvar say? Prabhupada quotes this verse very often. Krishna Tudiya, Krishna Tudiya Pada Pangaja Pancharantas. Advaita mein Vishatu Manasa Rajahamsa. Prana Prayana Samaye Kabhavada Pittair Kantha Varotana Vidos Maranam Kutaste. We don't think, usually what will happen at the time of death. That's not our thing at all. Because normally people live as if they will never die. And they will die as if they have never lived. That's the usual situation. So here, Kulshekhar Alvar is saying that the like a swan, he's telling the mind, like a swan, we don't see that, how it put its head and to the neck and twist in the lotus stem. Like that, let my mind cling on to your lotus feet. He's praying. Actually, this Mukundamala Stotra is very powerful. Really, we should read. If you have not read it till now, please read. This and also, if you read that, then your chanting becomes like, you'll wonder how my chanting is so nice now, if you read this Mukundamala Stotra. Very, and very beautiful also. The verses are also beautiful. So he is telling that, let my mind be attached to your lotus feet. And then he says, Prana Prayana Samaya. Here we see, Prana Prayana Kale. Prana means my life air, when it goes out, we know what all things happen at the time of death. And we have got so much bodily pain, and the mucus comes. Prabhupada says, not old days is gur sound will come because the mucus is more. So that time, he's telling, at that time, the throat is choked, the voice is choked. How I will chant the name of Krishna? So he's telling, please let me not wait till now, till that time when I am healthy itself, let me leave my body. And this Kulshekhar Alvar is a king. He was no ordinary person. Yes, Nandisha.
At the time of death, it's like 60,000 scorpion biting.
How many? 40,000, Prajur there. Yes. One only we cannot, one time we sneeze, we cannot chant. Having cold, I couldn't chant my rounds. One day, slight temperature went high, we cannot chant. And we are talking about this many scorpion bite. How will we chant? So that is exactly what the Kulshekhar Alvar also saying. He's a king. He's a very powerful king. He is, if you speak about it, it's beautiful. So please read this Mukundamala Stotra if you have not read. It's so beautiful. So Prabhupada is quoting, this was one of Prabhupada's favorite verses also, maybe. Okay. So, yes, now verse 3, Krishna, this 3 and 4, Krishna answers the first questions and in the same sequence. So not later in some chapters, Krishna answers like third questions, first, fourth question, second, like that. But here it is easier. He goes in the same sequence. First is Brahman. The indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman. So Prabhupada explains about Brahman and Parabrahman. Brahman is a jiva, the living entity, the soul, Brahman, and the Parabrahman is the super soul of the Paramatma. Then the second question, what is Adhyatma? Eternal nature of this Brahman, or that is that position he takes in this material world is Adhyatma. And the karma, karma or here, action pertaining to the development of material bodies of the living entities is called karma. When the living entity is in material consciousness, he has to take on various bodies in the material world. This is interesting. Why it is interesting? Because if we are in the spiritual world, how many body we need to take? Just one. Whatever we are, that is it. And we happily serve Krishna with just that one body. But when we are in this material world, how many bodies? Unlimited. Why? We are never happy. We are never happy. Nothing can satisfy us, so we go on taking different bodies. But when we go back to Krishna, like how Narottam Das Thakur, what was his constitutional position? What is his constitutional position? What is the constitutional position of Narottam Das Thakur? Manjari, what does he do? Boils milk. Can you imagine eternally he is boiling milk? Can we even imagine that? That is his service, boiling milk for Radharani and Krishna. Mangalarti is sweet. If you do Mangalarti sweet, one because he used to go in trance, no? And then he used to meditate, boiling milk, even when he was in this body here in the material world. And then
Other services, no? That's his main service, but he does
not usually. They stick, see, it is not like us jumping. No, we are like monkeys jumping. You know, I've been doing this service for so long, I want another service. No, they're not like that. Because they're happy. You know, if there is some help or something, they may go. But that's almost their service.
Come to the level of perfection.
Perfection, yeah. Because all the time they're meditating on only boiling the milk. Sandesh. Sandesh, yeah. Sandesh. So Prabhupada said, no, boil the milk and make Sandesh. So that is what. So in spiritual world, we just have one body and we are happy, satisfied. But in the material world, in material consciousness, he has to take on various bodies in the material world. And how does it happen? Because of our activities. This lifetime activities and the desires determine the next life. And then that will determine the next one, going on and on and on. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jadhare Shayanam. From one womb, the womb of one mother to the womb of another mother. Then that womb to another mother's womb. Now Prabhupada says, but the problem here is we don't know which is this mother. It could be, Prabhupada said, it could be a dog mother or a monkey mother. And we don't know which mother, but we are going from one womb. So in the material consciousness, we are going from one body to another. And that is called karma, which creates that material consciousness. Then Prabhupada explains about what's the difference between Brahman and Parabrahman, Atma and Paramatma. That we will see later again in detail. Okay. Then, yeah. Or fruitive activities. Okay, done. So now this point, for us it is very simple that there is Brahman and Paramatma, Parabrahman. We have the soul and the super soul. Soul and the super soul is there. But for the Mayavadi impersonalist commentators or impersonalists just cannot get their head around it. Why? Why they can't understand this Brahman and Parabrahman?
because of the Mahamaya impacting on them.
Okay, so what do they think?
They think we are one.
Yes, they think that I am God. What do you say? Would become God. I'm not God now, but I will become God. So what do you call it? To be God. Or in the future, I will be God. I am God, but just covered. That's a Mayavadi. So they are thinking I am God. So they can't understand that there is the soul and the super soul, because for them it is just one, the soul, who will become God later. So that is why Prabhupada is telling, assume the Brahman takes the form of Jiva in the material world, then here, it's good when we study Bhagavad Gita more, then we can go through what verses which the Mayavadis use for proving I am God, and how that can be refuted using different verses of Bhagavad Gita. So here one of that is this. They refer to 7:15. What is 7:15? Yes.
Sorry. It sounds like you're referring to something that we're just saying that screen, so I don't know if you're referring to something else.
Thank you for telling. But we went off as well. It's not changing only. Okay, this one will change here. Oh, here it is moving. So which means I should close this.
Yes.
Okay. Now
Now you
go here.
Okay. Just go to where
Here.
you are, where you want to be.
Okay, now I should share from here. This one.
I think it's yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Here it is okay. There
Sure.
it is.
Okay.
Okay, now where is my sorry?
All right.
Go. You sorry. Anyway. Okay. So they use different verses to tell this and that, but we know, or we learn, Prabhupada tells us, Krishna is telling that there is Brahman and Parabrahman. It is not the same. The soul and the super soul is not the same. Okay. So now, just to get your interest, in this chapter, Prabhupada mentions so many times about chanting Hare Krishna. So many times. So when we are reading, just make a note of how many times Prabhupada is telling to chant Hare Krishna. Okay, like this in 7th chapter, we said something. What did we say in 7th chapter? About only Krishna speaking, remember? Yeah, who remembers? What did we say about what is special about 7th chapter?
Only Krishna speaks all the way
Yeah.
through, not Arjuna.
Yes. See, in 8th chapter, we have 2 verses, Arjuna is speaking. But in 7th chapter, it is only Krishna speaking. So that's very powerful. So here in this chapter, what is special is how many times in the purports Prabhupada is telling chant Hare Krishna. Okay. So now this 4 also, the rest of the question. What is Adhibhuta? Adhibhuta means the material manifestation. What is material manifestation? What is this physical nature which is constantly changing? Now, Adi Deva is the Adi Deva. Deva means the demigod. We know this three kinds of mysteries, no? What are the three kinds of mysteries? Adhyatma, Adibhautik, and Adidevik. So the same way. Adi Baudik because of other living entities and Adi Deva. So here Arjuna's question is Adi Deva means this usually we mean demigods, but here Krishna is telling it's not the demigods but Krishna who is Adi Deva. Why? Because all the demigods are in the universal form. That comes in chapter 11. That's why this Bhagavad Gita, when we start studying like this, it's very tricky because it's cross-references here, there. So in the universal, since you have read the Bhagavad Gita, you will know chapter 11 is universal form. And in universal form, what does Arjuna see? Arjuna see all the demigods jumping into the fire of the mouth, and all the demigods are there in the universal form. Bhishma, Drona, everyone jumping into the mouth fire and everything. So all the demigods are there in the universal form of the Lord. So that universal form is the Adideva. Quite technical. Yeah. We'll see it in the, the universal form, chapter 11. It shows, Krishna shows his universal form. And in that universal form, Arjuna is able to see all the demigods there. So which means, when we say Adi Deva, when we are just saying demigods, it is Krishna in the universal form. Okay, and I, the Supreme Lord, represented as the super soul in the heart of the every embodied living being, am called Adi Yajna, Lord of all sacrifices. Lord of all sacrifices means for whom is the sacrifices done. We have the, what is the sacrificial thing called? You have, what is it considered? When you do swaha, swaha, yes, the mouth of Vishnu. So it is, so the Adi Yajna, Adi Yajna, the Lord of all sacrifices is Krishna. We have to read it a couple of times to understand all this. But Krishna just explains all this in two. Basically, all what he is telling is the actually in Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains it more. Okay, now from verse 5 onwards, Krishna starts explaining about leaving this body, which is the main important thing. So, see, if Krishna used only 2 verses to explain the other ones, Krishna is like, okay, don't worry about it too much. Now the rest of the chapter is more important. What is it? How to remember Krishna at the time of death. So the direct answer is how to reach. That is Arjuna's question. No? The first question Arjuna asked is, what's the second one, last one? How can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? So that one, here Krishna starts answering. Where is it? Here. Whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this, there's no doubt. All we need to do is think of Krishna at the time of death. That's all that we need to do. Easy? Is it an easy thing to remember Krishna at the time of death?
Not if you're full of attachments and other desires.
Yes, yes. Why it is not?
Those questions?
I was asking, is it easy to remember Krishna at the time of death? So he is telling, what's your name, Prabhu? Bobby. He is telling that at the time, if we have material attachments and desires, we cannot remember Krishna at the time of death. So I'm asking why it is not easy. Yes. Yes. Can someone say, people tell, no, that, oh, this Krishna consciousness and all, keep it for the end of your life. No, why you're wasting your life now? Enjoy now. Huh? What do they call? Eat, drink, be merry. Yes. Be merry. Yeah, why we want to waste your life now? Even yesterday, someone told me that their friends were telling, why you waste your life like this, chanting Hare Krishna. That's all later. Now you enjoy your life. And that's a common thing, that we enjoy our life during our life. And then at the end of our life, we can think of spiritual life. Why it is not possible? If someone tells you that, what will you reply?
Well, I think one reason is because we never know when we're going to die.
Very good. Yes. Yes. Yeah, one devotee's mother told him that, you do all this at the time of death. When you become old. So then he said, what does being old means? That you will die soon. So then he said, how do you know when I'm going to die? The mother said, oh, don't speak like this yet, because mother cannot hear the son is going to die. Said, no, don't speak all this. So we don't know when we are going to die. Yes, then.
If we haven't practiced it, then we can't just do that at that time.
Yes. This one, when devotees were preaching in one college, university, they were inviting this boy for the program. So he said, see, I have my studies. Let me study. And let me finish my exam. Then I will come for the program. I need to study and my aim is to become the topper. So the devotees kept inviting. He said, no, I have to study. I have to become the topper in the university. That is my aim. And as soon as my exams are over, I get the result, I will come. So then his exams got over. He did well, but he didn't come. And then then later his results came and he was the topper of the university. And then the devotees called, today evening we have a program, please come. And he said, oh, today I have a party to celebrate my being the topper. Let this party be over. Next session onwards, I'll definitely come. And then he went for the party. What happened? Collapsed and died there. This is happened story, like not story, happened incident.
Get so many opportunities to.
Yes, Krishna sends. That's how much Krishna loves us. He sends his devotees. Come, hear about Krishna, know about Krishna. Krishna is waiting. Krishna is waiting. But then we say, oh, no, I need to do this. I need to do that. So like that. So we don't know when we are going to die. And then again, the another point is all through our life, if we are meditating on something, how can we meditate on something else later? Same thing happened with one devotee practicing Krishna consciousness. His father kept telling him, why are you practicing now? You are young, you have a family, let the children all get settled, then you think of Krishna. Then what did the son say? The son asked the father, Dad, you are retired, why don't you think of Krishna? You are already retired, why you don't think of Krishna? And then slowly the father was trying to. And then he was telling that, he was into this trading, share market and all this. So he was telling, even I go to the temple and I'm standing in front of Krishna, all I can think of is which share have I invested correctly and what is happening. Because when we become so absorbed, we cannot suddenly switch. That is our experience also, no? In Bhagavatam first canto, Manda Sumanda Madayor, Manda Bhagya Hyu Badruda. In this Kali Yuga, how are people of unlucky, misguided, everything? At the end of it, always disturbed. Like we all come, okay, with so much of eagerness and enthusiasm, we register for Bhakti Sastri. I am going to study Bhagavad Gita, everything. And then we take all the trouble to attend the class. We sit in the class and we are thinking of so many other things other than what is there in the Bhagavad Gita. That to bring the mind is very difficult. And this we experience every day while chanting also. Today I'm going to hear Krishna's name. Today I'm going to chant attentively. Take the beads, and then the mind is traveling all the 14 planetary systems. No? With no, all the places will go on everywhere. So the mind is so powerful. So here so how? So here Krishna is telling at the end of his life, with his body, remembering here, when we read it, we think, okay, devotee, easy. I'm a devotee. I am chanting Hare Krishna. It is easy. So because with his body remembering me, but then here, tricky. Krishna is very smart, no? He puts that word alone there. You cannot think of your dog and me at the same time. So it is not possible.
Think about the devotee.
Oh, at least devotees, this thing, no? Yeah, it's still okay. Yeah. In what way also matters, no? Yeah. So, like here, one more word is here. Smaran Mukta Kalevaram. Okay. So here Prabhupada gives this explanation, this beautiful purport. Therefore, anyone who's constantly Krishna conscious, again, Prabhupada also retains the word. Constantly Krishna conscious is also the purest of the pure. The word smaran, remembering, is important. Remembrance of Krishna is not possible for the impure soul who has not practiced Krishna consciousness in devotional service. Therefore, one should practice Krishna consciousness from the very beginning of life. If one wants to achieve success at the end of his life, the process of remembering Krishna is essential. How we can remember Krishna always? Therefore, one should constantly, incessantly chant the Maha Mantra. See, I said how many times, Prabhupada, we'll see many. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So now again, it is not that as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, there are no problems. Lord Chaitanya has advised that one be as tolerant as a tree. There may be so many impediments for a person who is chanting Hare Krishna. Nonetheless, tolerating all these impediments, one should continue to chant. Chant what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So that at the end of one's life, one can have the full benefit of Krishna consciousness. Yes.
So that's true. Even if we haven't been practicing Krishna consciousness from the very beginning,
Yes,
we can still.
of course. How much time does we need?
1 second.
1 moment. 1 moment is 1/8 of a second. That's all that's needed. Who? Yes. Yeah, he's asking, no? Yeah, in that one class at the end. How much time do we need? 1 moment. One moment. Yeah, how convinced, no, Prabhupada, no, with full conviction, 1 moment. Why Prabhupada says that 1 moment? Who has perfected life in 1 moment? Katwanga, King Katwanga, mentioned in Bhagavatam. How he perfected? This Katwanga king, he was a great king. So he even used to help the demigods fight the demons. So he went for fighting the war for so many years. At the end of that, the demigods won, and then the demigods asked him, what boon can we give you? So this king was very intelligent. What did he ask? How much time do I have in this body? So then the demigods checked and said, you have 1 moment. And he said, okay, fine, I don't want anything. He just went back to his kingdom, went to the temple, worshipped Krishna, perfected his life. So we have Shastric reference. So when Prabhupada says one moment, he's saying with conviction because there is the backing of the Shastra. In one moment, we can perfect. Yes, Prabhuji.
Even Ajamil is a good example.
Ajamila got the second chance.
He didn't do anything.
Correct.
Within the 6 years.
6, yeah, yes. Yeah, he
He
wasn't, yeah, that's what we cannot think of Ajamila and be okay. I will also be like Ajamila. I will be like Ajamila, you know, I'll do whatever I want. And then last 6 years I will do. Then we cannot use like Ajamila.
devotional service, but then he
Lost it. Yes, actually, in that purport, Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, why Ajamila's chanting Narayana was powerful.
This is worship of the Shiva.
Yeah.
Yes, he has done that offenseless chanting when he was a child. That is why his chanting was okay.
Even as a young man, that's when he got attracted.
Attracted. Yeah, till then he was doing everything properly. No, so that helped him to chant. So we cannot think that, okay, I'll do anything at the end, that will not happen. And we don't want to give it. And also here, even though Prabhupada says here constantly and constantly Krishna conscious. How much percent Prabhupada said we should be Krishna conscious to go back to Krishna?
70%.
70%.
Well, first he said 100%.
Yeah.
Huh?
then
50%.
100. Yes, 100%. And then everyone, yes. And then he said 90, then 80, and then 70. And then what did Prabhupada say?
This all the thing. I have back to.
I have the backdoor key. But again, we cannot depend. Oh, Prabhupada has the backdoor key. I don't have to practice. That also doesn't work. We do our best so that Prabhupada can take us. It's not, so which means it is not that, we are not like the yogi. What is the difference between yogi and the bhakta? What's the difference between yogi and the bhakta?
We engage our senses.
Yes, okay. So, in terms of like how Prabhupada is telling, hold on to my dhoti, will a yogi ever do it? If Prabhupada tells a yogi, you hold on to me, I will take you back. No, that is why yogi cannot, find it difficult. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate, what? Vasudeva sarvamiti. Why? See, we will see, earlier we saw yogi has to do many lifetimes, all these practices. And for a devotee just chanting Hare Krishna, so happy. Then why they don't take up Krishna consciousness? They don't want to be dependent on my own, I will do. We see children, no, don't help me, I will do it. Children tell parents, no, don't help me, I will do. On my own, I will do. On my own, I will do. That is something big for the child. I will do on my own. So this yogis are like that. On my own, I will do. On my own, I will see Krishna. I will see God. On my own, I will become God. So that is why what is the maximum they can go? Brahmajyoti. On our own, if we are trying that not this material world, we can only reach till the Brahmajyoti. But for the devotee, Krishna, please. Just like when the child is crossing the road, the father or mother is, which is better, the child holding the parent's hand or the parent holding the child's hand? Which is better? The child holding the parent or parent holding the child while crossing?
That's surrender, isn't it?
That is what?
Surrender rather than being controlled.
That is that's what interesting. That's what. Which is better? What do you think? What's your name? Anantakirti, yeah. Yes. So what do you think? What is better? When the child is crossing the road, parent holding the child or child holding the parent is better?
So they've got the control. The child is surrendering. It's like we have to surrender.
Okay. No, in like sometimes I'm just asking a normal question. I don't think of Brahma Jyoti now. Don't think of Brahma Jyoti or Sarvadharma, nothing.
I think the child is more likely to cross the road safely and
When?
more certainly
Yes.
the parent is holding the child.
Yes. Why?
Because the parent is stronger and more experienced in crossing the road.
Yes. So that is a child need not have faith because the parent is holding. Child can be fully free. No effort put. You see parents dragging the child, at the signal. You see them dragging the child. The child is slow, but the parent will pull. Come. The car is coming. Come fast.
The child may let go as well.
Very good.
But if the child is being forced, then if the parent was to let go, then what would happen? Whereas if the child is complying, the child is doing out of its own free will, then that's why I think that's better.
Okay. Yeah. So now the only question is, should we give control to Krishna or should we try on our own? Give control to Krishna. Yeah. So easy. The same way, like, the mother was, if mother had one basket of apples or toffee or chocolates, and she told the child, take the chocolate. And he said, no, you give me. She said, why? Because then he said, if I take, I will only take as much as I can. But if you give, it will be more. So the devotee is like, okay, Krishna, that is why we sing Hare Krishna. Now I am not holding on to anything. Krishna, you take me. Yes, Roji.
But for this gives example of monkey.
Cat, yes. Monkey mother holding the monkey, yes. How the baby monkey is carried and how the kitten is carried. Yes. Yeah, that is more like how Maya is, how Krishna. Yeah, yogi, yogi has to do something.
Baby himself is holding by his own strength.
Strength.
Sometimes when the monkey jumps,
The baby falls down.
Cat holds the kitten.
Kitten, yes. So then the kitten doesn't fall because cat is holding. So that's why the devotee just depends on Krishna. And it is not that by our own effort, like it's not that we say, okay, Krishna, that is another philosophy. Like if we see Ramanujacharya's Sampradaya, how is it? Samashranam, you take initiation, do whatever you want to do. Because I have surrendered. Now it is up to Krishna to take me. I can do anything I want. So they don't stress on the following the principles so much. Because I have already surrendered. Now it is Krishna and the Guru who should take me. But it is not like that for us. Prabhupada didn't teach us that. I have come to Krishna consciousness. I have surrendered. I have taken initiation. Now it is Guru's responsibility. No. So Prabhupada says it is combined. This material world is like a deep, dark well. And we are in that well. And now what is Guru doing? Guru is rope, puts the rope. So the rope is hanging. How do we get out? We don't have to climb, we just hold. Then he pulls, right? We just have to hold the rope. So that we have to do. Not like, okay, I have surrendered, now you take me. No. So it is not like completely given to the Guru or the disciple has to completely do or whatever effort they have to do. It is both. So we need to put our effort and Guru and Krishna helps us. Okay. So by chanting Hare Krishna, we'll get the full benefit of Krishna consciousness. What is the question?
So we have to chant and we can think of Krishna at the time of death.
Chant and think of Krishna.
I mean, if we chant, then we will, like, on its own think of Krishna at the time of death.
Is that a question or is that a
It's a question. So we just like
In the sense
we
like,
just have to chant and at the time of the thought will come and
that is what I'm saying. This depends on our sincerity. That's a very good question. It is not our chanting that is making us remember Krishna. If you think that we are wrong, no? What will help us remember Krishna? When we are chanting through our life, what helps us to remember Krishna? Is it our chanting? No. I can give example. There are people who do whatever they want to do in their life, and at the end will decide to go and stay in Vrindavan. They will go and stay in Vrindavan. But what will happen at the time of death? They'll become sick and someone will take them to Delhi. Yeah, many. Same thing with Mayapur. They will go to Mayapur, okay, fully Krishna. And then when they're in Mayapur, anything they have before dying, they're taken to Calcutta. And on the way to Calcutta, they will leave the body. Just outside of Mayapur, they will leave the body sometime. Yeah? Krishna is not a fool. Yeah. We cannot fool Krishna. So it is our sincerity that attracts Krishna. And the other thing also happens. Like how Gopi Parandhan Prabhu, who is the Sanskrit editor of BBT, from the time he joined Krishna consciousness, the next day onwards, he started editing Prabhupada's books and he did whole life. And Sanskrit scholar. And he was he was living in Govardhan. And then very like devotee means like so nice, pakka devotee. And then he came to Woodstock for preaching. Woodstock festival for preaching, and you can imagine what environment he is in. And then after the Woodstock festival got over, then after 2 days of that, he was going to China for his preaching. Now imagine what situation in China. Now in between this 2 days he went to Govardhan and he left his body. Sorry? Yeah. And then his samadhi is just in Govardhan. Just opposite to our temple. See how Krishna is definitely not someone whom we can, no? Yeah, we cannot fool Krishna at all. He will, so whatever we want, he will fulfill all that and he will get what he wanted. So, yes, does that answer your question, Prabhu? So you can, who's asking? Vaibhav? Okay. Vaibhav?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so it is when we chant sincerely, Krishna says, I will remember. If you are not able to remember, I will remember. Yes, Mataji.
There's many devotees, Prabhupada disciples. When they went away. But the last minute of their passing, devotee would find them.
Yeah.
Somehow Krishna make arrangements to be found and to look after, and then at the end of their life, they're chanting.
Yeah. Somehow, no, yeah. I had anyway, I had an experience here. I was so amazed, twice, thrice, because especially when we do Pujari service. One day I was dressing at night and then I came out and then one devotee was there and then he said, I don't think he even said anything. I just took Gaurnitai garland and gave him. And then he was telling, he was in normal clothes, he wasn't like a devotee even. And he said, long time back, I used to dress Gaurnitai. And on my own, I took the Gaurnitai garland and gave. And he was like, oh, then as soon as he saw the garland, he said, is this Gaurnitai garland? I said, yes. And then he said, I used to dress Gaurnitai. And same way, one very senior devotee, he was here and then I made him a plate of prasadam and I gave some mangal sweets and I gave some charan tulsi. I gave so many things and then he was telling, actually, it's good you gave me all this because I'm going to meet my sister. She is going to leave her body, so I'm going to see her. And she loved Radha Landineshwara so much. And without him asking, I was, like, so as Pujari, we come across so much like that, how Krishna remembers. So we just do our best and then, Krishna will help. Okay, so now this is at the end of his life, quit his body, remembering me alone, at once attain my nature. Of this, there is no doubt. Now, the general principle is whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So for that, Prabhupada gives the example of the butterfly. We can, butterfly means that, the caterpillar becomes a butterfly by meditating. And then we see the Maharaj Bharata thought of the deer at the time of his death and became a deer. So whatever we remember, again, therefore, Prabhupada is telling that if in one's present life, one lives in the mode of goodness and always thinks of Krishna, it is possible for one to remember Krishna at the end of one's life. That will help one be transferred to the transcendental nature of Krishna. If one is transcendentally absorbed in Krishna's service, then his next body will be transcendental, spiritual, not material. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is the best process for successfully changing one state of being at the end of one's life. Jai. The best part of chanting Hare Krishna is you don't even need to know the meaning. You don't even need to believe. Just chant. That's all. Yeah. No need to understand nothing. Yeah, the transcendental vibration. Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing. That's what, in Europe, if suddenly, if you knew nothing about Hare Krishna, and if you see this mantra, how will you read this? H-A-R-E is not Hare. In English, it is not Hare. Hare. Hare Krishna. Yeah, and then one person was chanting like this, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna. And then he met devotees later and became a devotee. Still the mantra worked, It can be Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We don't know how Krishna is saying, and now Nityananda is saying it as Hare Krishna. That in the Bhakti Thakur, in Harinam Chintamani says it shouldn't be broken. Haridas Thakur says it shouldn't be broken. That's all. Haram. Ram. Somewhere Ram comes. Yeah, haram. Haram. And the same way, in many languages, what is that in Malaysia, what do you say? Hari Raya. Hari Raya is their festival. So on that day, everyone wishes each other Salamat Hari Raya or something like that. The whole day they're chanting the name of Hari. They do get the benefit, as per Haridas Thakur. So even if we don't chant properly, still Hare Krishna gives the result. Okay. Now, so what is Krishna? Now, again, this question of I do all my activities and then I think of Krishna. I have my things to do. I will do my things and then I will think of Krishna. Build that work here. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. So here, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. First is think of me. Not fight and then think. First is think of me and fight. So this is for devotees or people who think that I will do whatever I want to do, then I will think of Krishna. No. Think of me and then do your duty. So So Krishna, so now Arjuna shouldn't think that, okay, no, Krishna said, okay, you just think of me, I will not fight. I'll just think of Krishna. That's why he's telling, think of me and fight. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, the Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties of engagements. So we continue doing that, and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. So by chanting Hare Krishna and doing, then we are freed from all material contamination. By chanting Krishna's name, one will be transferred to the supreme planet Krishna Loka without a doubt. That without a doubt only Prabhupada can say. No, without a doubt will be transferred. Here, Krishna says without doubt. Okay. Now again, Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena. How do we get Abhyas? We need to practice. Krishna is telling only by practice. So by this practice of chanting and hearing the sound vibration of the Supreme Lord, one's ear, tongue, and mind are engaged. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice, and it helps one attain the Supreme Lord. So even though the living entities are marginal, so we are in material contamination and we think we are the enjoyer. So supreme enjoyer is Krishna. So we think of Krishna. So here, Supreme Person, his mind constantly undeviated from the path. So we are thinking that we are understanding the devotee can constantly think of the object of worship, Krishna, in any of his features, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, etc., by chanting Hare Krishna. Okay. Yeah, here is the example of the butterfly. Just a caterpillar is all the time thinking, meditating, and then getting the body of the butterfly. Same way, if we constantly think of Krishna, it is certain that at the end of our lives we shall have the same bodily constitution as Krishna.
The mind is fickle.
Man is?
The mind is fickle.
Mind is fickle. So we need to practice. How do we practice? That is why Prabhupada gives this chanting 16 rounds, no? How do we practice? What is the way to practice this? This fickling mind to focus on Krishna. When we are chanting, it goes, the mind goes here, there. Then what do we do? Sit and cry?
Bring it back.
Just bring it back. Easy.
Continue chanting.
Yeah, continue chanting. Okay, Krishna, my mind is going, okay, bring it back. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then again the mind throws. And you just have to start hearing, then again the mind throws. After a few mantras, again gone. Again bring it back. Again bring it back. And then by practice, one day we'll be able to just think of Krishna all the 16 rounds. And then at the end of our life, same bodily constitution as Krishna. And that is in how many years? Huh? Yeah, what a reward. And how much time? See, this is Prabhupada again. If you look at all the scriptures, Prabhupada talks so much about this lifetime finishing. If you see other sampradayas, no one will say this lifetime. This lifetime you start, some lifetime you will reach. But Prabhupada is like, no, this lifetime. So when we say this lifetime, how many years is it? Maximum how many years we will live? Okay, now it is 70, 75, 80 maximum now. Even if we take 100, how many years more? Maximum 50 years more? Or not 50, how many? Even if we take 70 years more, if you're 20 years, 80 years more. 80 is nothing compared to 80 million lifetimes we have spent. Even just like 25, 30 years or 40 years, 50 years, we are going to see Krishna. Isn't that amazing? We may think, oh, where is Krishna? But then we just follow what Prabhupada has said, and in few years, we are just there with Krishna. Yeah, but we don't have to. We just chant Hare Krishna. You don't even need to think about it. No, just keep chanting Hare Krishna and then we'll be able to go. Yeah, question? Abhijit Prabhu? Yes, Prabhuji. Why I am not able to see? How you are seeing?
You're sharing your screen. We have
Correct.
comments live.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, you are saying this one. Oh, no, this one, no?
Yes, this one. Also, unmute and wanted to say something.
Okay, see, if I'm only seeing Zoom, it is okay. This, first of all, I can't see. Yeah, okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
No, that's okay. I had a question, but I think I'll leave it.
Is it because it is already answered, or is it because of the confusion I'm creating?
No, neither. No, I think it will go too much into chanting and pure chanting, and I think it's not relevant to this point. I just
Yeah,
leave it.
okay. Yes.
What was the question?
I don't know. He doesn't want to ask. Okay. Yeah, okay. Now how this is the understanding. How so now he's giving 10 points here. How to
Okay,
think
I'll-
of Supreme. As
Sorry,
how
Matagal.
we should
No.
the Supreme.
I think he said something again.
Yes, Prabhu.
So we-
Abhijit,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, sorry. I was going to ask. So there's the debate over the word constant. Constant, that debate. So whether it's if I chant in the morning 16 rounds and I go and do some work, I don't chant till the next day. Is that is that meet the definition of constantly, or do
No.
I have to like? No, it doesn't.
Constantly
no,
is Kirtaniya Sadahari.
that's
Yeah,
why I was going.
yeah. Kirtaniya Sadahari, when Prabhupada was asked, no? How many rounds we should chant? Should we chant 16? And why Prabhupada said, why 16? Why not 60,000?
Yep.
16,000. We should always be chanting Hare Krishna.
Yep.
Yeah, that will see for us, no, chanting is like a chore. So we cannot, I don't know about you. For me, like it's like a chore. I need to chant my rounds. I have to chant my rounds. From there, when we reach to the stage of I want to chant my rounds, that is a success. I want to chant my rounds. So are we thinking I have to chant or I want to chant? When we come to the position of I want to chant, then we will start praying like Rupa Goswami. I'm waiting. I want how many? 10,000 tongue and 10,000 ears. Why only one tongue? I want 10,000 tongue to chant Hare Krishna. We are thinking when I can finish, like I'm thinking when I can finish my chanting 16 rounds and can start talking other things. No? And he is like, when I can get this 10,000 tongues to chant Hare Krishna, one tongue is not enough. So it is in that level where we always chant. And see, the best part is, it is not that there is no one in Krishna consciousness like that. There are many devotees who are constantly chanting Hare Krishna. Constantly, even in the sleep. That one devotee was telling, there was one Prabhupada disciple who came and stayed in their house, and she was telling, even when he snores, it is like Hare Krishna. Snoring is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Seriously, she was telling. The same way, many things what they do is just chanting Hare Krishna. Yes,
I just want to say, okay, the chanting is being, emphasized. Like Prabhu is saying, he chants 16 rounds in the morning, then he goes to work, and then he gets his way back next day. But the devotee's activities, it's constantly this reading, sharing Krishna consciousness to others, this unlearning the child, this is all activities.
That's all. That's Krishna conscious.
Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Not
Just chanting. Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. When we are doing our activities, we try to remember Krishna. But yeah. Yes.
So
yeah.
on that point. So I just want to bring up the same point. So in the biography of Jayapataka Swami, he started chanting like 40 rounds, 50 rounds. And Prabhupada told him off. He said, no, you do 16 because you have so much service to do, which is the same as active devotional service is the same thing. You don't have to worry about, because you're already acting for Krishna. So you don't have to.
Yeah.
So obviously literally doesn't mean constant, but actually I think Prabhupada meant to say to him that
Prabhupada
is.
meant don't use chanting as an excuse.
Yeah.
No
Most of the
sitting and chanting whole day.
Yeah.
That is there, no? We even do a skit like that. Have you seen that? In the temple, it is a festival day. Prabhu, there will be devotees. You always see there will be, here may not be, but in the end all it is very common. Like there will be one devotee who will just be chanting and walking around, seeing everyone doing things. The day before Janmashtami, nothing. Everyone will be cleaning. Very nice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You'll see everywhere. Every temple has that. And then giving comments about everything. And then they did in the nectar of instruction, we do that skit. Prabhu, please can you help to chop the vegetable? Oh, I am chanting Prabhu Kirtaniya Sada Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Then Prabhu, can you please help to carry this thing there? Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. And then for everything it is beat back. And then finally, Prabhu, please come for prasad. Oh, Mahaprasad. So that situation we shouldn't be, where we are just using Hare Krishna as an excuse.
The point is to get to prema, and prema is service. So that's where the chanting is, to go to prema. Otherwise it doesn't.
But
The benefit is.
Because I can also say, this also I can say, because Jayapataka Maharaj doesn't chant 16 rounds, he chants more than 16 rounds. Even now.
Yeah. I think it's in the bio. It says that when he was younger, 23.
Yes. He mentions that Prabhupada scolded, but he doesn't stop. What I'm saying is that doesn't mean he stops chanting. Actually, he does chanting like with everything. Like even Prabhupada, this is good. No, Prabhupada also, one reporter asked, so you should always chant Hare Krishna. So his question was, now you're talking to me, where are you chanting Hare Krishna? And what did Prabhupada do? Prabhupada said, come, keep your ear on my back. And then he kept, all he could hear was chanting Hare Krishna. But here Prabhupada wasn't chanting Hare Krishna. But he could hear Prabhupada's chanting Hare Krishna. So at that level, they chant, they chant all the time. That's what I'm saying. There is one Mataji whom I met. She cooks Rajbhog every day. And all the time when she's cooking, she's continuously chanting Hare Krishna. All the time chanting Hare Krishna. And even Vimla Mataji, when we go to her room, she may be sleeping and it's just Jagannath and Krishna. Even in her sleep. So this is far out thing for us, that we do something and think of Krishna and chant Hare Krishna, but there are many devotees who do that. All the time chanting Hare Krishna. Doing japa, kirtan, all those. Okay. Oh, Krishna. Who needs a break? Needs a break? Okay. From chanting Hare Krishna. Actually, this is very powerful. No, we think of like after Janmashtami, we need a break. Right. But why we need a break? Because Janmashtami is a break from the material world. Krishna consciousness is a break from the material world. Actually, the mind is very powerful. I don't need a break. If you need a break, yes, please. Yeah, you need? No. Who all need to discuss chapter 6? Yeah. Yoginam Abhisarvesha.
You made these slides yourself?
Yeah. I don't put any jing there. It's just plain slide. You just see the text.
Can you share those slides?
Yeah, of course, no problem. Yeah, like no running, no. I just put the things there and just the text, Yeah. I myself made, because I only focus on putting the text. I don't spend time in. Anyway, now. Okay. So, okay, you started the recording, so which means we can continue. Huh? Yeah, he did it from wherever he is. Ananta. Yeah. So, where is our text 10? 9, 10 to 13. Now we come to Yoga Mishra Bhakti. This is like not at all applicable for us, because this is for those people who are thinking, I will do it on my own. So he is telling how difficult that process it is for them. Okay, so which means Krishna is telling 2 ways to reach Krishna. One is through Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Mishra means, what is Mishra? Mix. So what does yoga mean? Connect. So the ultimate purpose of all yoga is bhakti. There is bhakti involved in every yoga. Karma yoga means that yoga mixed with fruitive activities. And jnana yoga means bhakti is there, but that is mixed with that knowledge, want to learn so much. Even in devotees, we can find all this. Fruitive activities, like if just as an example, not for any further discussion, some devotees, I made something that has to be used for Krishna. Sometimes even very advanced also, they are doing abhishekam. And then, let me do abhishek. I've given my camera, they're taking photo. So then the focus is not Krishna, that I am doing. Or I have done something. Sometimes it happens, we put effort and we do something that's not being used. Some devotees can get really wild at it. I spent so much time, I did that, and you didn't use for Krishna. Oh, some people, yeah, okay, that's fine. Because if Krishna doesn't want. And that is a mood of Vraja in Vrindavan. They're not attached to the thing. Like Vamshi was telling, like the gopis are getting everything ready for Krishna. And then Krishna sent the message that, no, I'm not meeting Radharani. Here I'm meeting Radharani other place. What will the gopis say? Will they say that, oh, Krishna, we spent so much time arranging this for you? No, they'll just leave it and go to the next place. Because that's where Krishna wants. If Krishna has nothing to do with this, I don't have anything to do with this. That's pure devotion. But then when this Mishra comes, I am there. I am doing. So this Yoga Mishra also, I will control. I'll control my senses. I will control my breathing. I'll control the air. I will bring the air from this place to this place. All these things that I am doing it. So that is Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Mishra means mixed. It's not pure devotion. That's why the second one is pure devotional service. One is, so this yogi also, even if they're mixed with this yoga, that Ashtanga yoga, by uttering Om and thinking of Krishna at death, they can also attain Krishna. So that's explained in verses 10 to 13. So 10 to 13. How one who at the time of death fixes his life hair between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga with an undeviating mind engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see? Fixes his life air between the eyebrows. That's what bringing the air up. Whatever it is at the end of our life, that time of death, we have to have our mind fixed in Krishna. So the yogi brings it to the Agya Chakra, to the between. The practice of Shat Chakra Yoga, meditating on the 6 chakras. That's what the Kundalini and all, no? Bringing it up. It's very popular, no? Kundalini Yoga. Yes. Anyone tried? No. You have tried? How was it?
physically uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of things you have to do to try to get reached.
And it can go wrong anywhere, anytime. So many people come to Krishna consciousness now because after Kundalini yoga, they cannot sleep, they cannot eat. One person was telling his father got paralyzed. One sudden morning he got up and he is paralyzed. Anything can happen. Then when they don't know what to do, they'll come to Krishna consciousness. You know, so this, and then I was asking someone, they say, oh, because I did Kundalini, I had this thing. But then it is because they messed up with the chakra. And all chakras goes out of alignment, whatever it is. Yeah, so this Shat Chakra Yoga. Meditation on the 6 chakras. A pure devotee does not practice such yoga. Prabhupada is very clear. We don't even want to know, need to know, you know, he doesn't say what are the 6 chakras, nothing. Why? Because that's not needed. Yeah, all we need, but because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness, at death he can remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his grace. See the difference? For the yogi, they work hard to remember Krishna. But in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will help us to remember him. This is explained. See, this is explained in verse 14. This is another beauty of Prabhupada's purpose. At the beginning itself, he is telling, don't worry about this 10 to 13. This is being explained in 14. You know, so don't worry about this is going to be too technical. Don't worry. Shat Chakra Yoga and all this. Okay. And then again, Yoga Baleni means with practice. Whatever yogi, Shat Chakra Yogi or Bhakti Yogi, we have to practice. Suddenly remembering that cannot happen. Then Yadaksharam, persons who are learned in the Vedas, okay, so this Shat Chakra Yogis, what they have to do, they have learned the Vedas, they utter Omkara, and great sages in the renounced order. Where do they enter? Brahmajyoti, Brahman. And desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. So this is more like, I am ready to sacrifice something in this life so that next life I get something better. This life I control my senses so that later on I get something bigger. I shall now briefly explain to you this process. So 12 and 13, Krishna explains more. Yeah. Taking it for granted that Arjuna might not know how to practice Shat Chakra Yoga, Lord explains it in the next 2 verses. Now, this paragraph, Prabhupada speaks about complete celibacy. So, spiritual life advancement is easier with celibacy, which means controlling the senses. No? Especially when we are students, that is better. So, so Prabhupada is telling for different, but there is no recognized institution where students can be educated in the brahmachari principles without being celibate. Unless one practices celibacy, advancement in spiritual life is very difficult. Now we may think, oh, impossible for me. Then Prabhupada says, therefore Lord Chaitanya has announced, according to scriptural injunctions for this age of Kali, that in this age, no process of realizing the Supreme is possible except the chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Again, Prabhupada says, don't worry about all those rules and regulations, just chant Hare Krishna. That is the beauty of Srila Prabhupada, that he never discourages us. The moment we think, oh, this is so powerful, how am I going to do it? Don't worry, just chant Hare Krishna. And again, you will see in the 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter, 6th chapter, whenever there is a big thing coming, the yajna sacrifices, oh, for this age, Sankirtan yajna, chant Hare Krishna. And then if, okay, you have done so much bad, it will take you so much time, but still, by the association of a devotee, can be purified. Anytime when anything negative, he will give us the positive. Don't worry. Lord Chaitanya's movement, very easy. Okay, now. Then this 12 and 13, again, explanation. The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing all the doors of the senses and fixing the mind on the heart and the life air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. So first is close all sense enjoyment. That's called pratyahara in the Ashtanga Yoga process. Yama niyama. Pranayama. Yes. Yes. Yama niyama. Third, asana, sit. Then pranayama, fourth is pranayama. After the pranayama, only all this pratyahara comes. No? Yeah, we control the breathing, then control the senses. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. You remember the sequence? Okay. I never focused on that. I don't. So everything we have to be fully controlled. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch. We have learned, no, in the 6th chapter, Krishna explains so much. Even one of the senses, like a lamp carried in the wind. Something, remember? Just one sense also. Like, and then Prabhupada gives the example, no? Elephant by the, the deer by the smell, elephant by the touch, and all those. Yeah, remember? And so all the senses have to be controlled. So again, for Bhakti Yogi, also this is practical, that we cannot say that, oh, I chant Hare Krishna. I do everything, but I just watch movies in between. Like, I control everything, but my eyes are not very controlled. I do this, but just this one, I control my tongue very nicely, but then when I see this, I cannot control. So that's why here, all the senses has to be controlled. Then in this way, the mind focuses on the super soul. Okay, and then here, after being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of Supreme Personality of Godhead and quits his body, he will certainly reach the spiritual platform. Again, Prabhupada says, if one quits the body, so this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is recommended. So here, even though in this verse, Krishna is telling, chant this, vibrating the sacred syllable Om, purport Prabhupada says, this Om is impersonal. The Hare Krishna is personal, because we know Hare is Radharani, Krishna is Krishna. So that Hare Krishna, like how Brahmedi, Paramatmedi, Bhagavaniti, that Brahman is there already in Bhagavan Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna contains Om. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is clearly recommended for this age. So if one quits his body at the end of life chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, he certainly reaches one of the spiritual planets. Yeah. And Krishna is not like, because Brahma Jyoti is just one. You just merge into Brahman effulgence, done. But actually, spiritual world is variegated. More variety than here. Here only 2 hands. There is 4 hand, 2 hand, whatever hands you have, you need. You get that. The more varieties of plants, animals, everything is there in the spiritual world. So it is more in the spiritual world. But when our concept of spiritual is Brahma Jyoti, that is where we get stuck that, oh, it's so boring. We'll see that, who loves a light? Who can love a light? You love people. You don't love a light. So how you can love the Brahma Jyoti?
It's also here I say that Krishna devotees and the Guru of Vrindavan, but the other personalities, personalists, and innumerable other planet, no,
Correct.
Vaikuntha planets.
Correct. Vaikuntha planets. Where did Bhishma Dev go? Which planet did Bhishma go to? Huh? He went to the Parthasarathi Loka. What is Parthasarathi? What did Bhishma want to see? Krishna in which form? Arjuna, Parthasarathi, the Arjuna's charioteer. Yeah. So there is a planet where that is the Krishna's form. So Bhishma went to that planet. So whatever form we worship, Krishna there is a planet in that form.
Choose well.
Yeah, that's why we have to be very specific. We need to be, even when we come to Krishna consciousness also, we have our focus, no, our Ishta Deva, who is our most worshipable Lord. Like here we have Radha Landanishwara or Jagannath, who is our worshipable, no? Like that. Okay. Here again, this word is Ananya Cheta Satatam. Haribol. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain because of his constant engagement in devotional service. So, final destination of unalloyed devotees. So we saw in the 7th chapter, four kinds of people come to Krishna consciousness. What are they? 4 kinds of people.
The distressed.
Yes.
Those who want money.
Yes.
Material gain.
Yes.
Inquisitive.
And
Knowledge.
yes, the Gyani,
Yes.
one with knowledge. Yes. One who already know Krishna but want to know more. That's the last one. Okay, distressed. I've got so many problems. Nothing else is working. Let me go to Hare Krishna. They said that anyway, nothing else worked. Okay, let me try. When I said try chanting Hare Krishna, yeah, anyway, there is nothing else that's working. So I might as well try this. So that is the distressed. And then money like Dhruva. There are people who start a business. They want to make profit, make Krishna as a partner. Krishna should always be successful. That's another set of people. Then the inquisitive. Come down, going there for so many, let me see, these people are always smiling. Everyone who come out of this building is smiling. Let me go and see what is there. Inquisitive. I don't know anything, but just inquisitive. 4th one is Jnani. I know about Krishna. I want to know more about God. I already accept God. I just want to know more about God. That's the 4th category. Huh?
What's his address?
Yeah, just wants to know where he lives. Yes. So, yes. So in I think here. Long purport. So the first point, Jnana Yogi, Karma Yogi has all the other people that we saw, these different kinds of yogis, Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Hatha Yogi, they have their own selfish interest. Karma Yogi what does a Karma Yogi want? More enjoyment. I will do fasting today so that later on I'll get money and I can enjoy. So who can enjoy? I can enjoy, not Krishna's enjoyment. Jnana Yogi, I will read more. I want knowledge. I want to know how this world is. I want to know how God is. So I am learning. Still, again, I want knowledge. So that's selfish interest. Then Ashtanga Yogi, I will do this yoga so that I get the mystic power. I can fly in the air. I can go wherever. They look at the sky. Oh, how nice it would be if I could just go anywhere where I want to go. That is a Ashtanga Yogi. Then what Lord Chaitanya says about them? Sakale Ashanti. All these people, are they peaceful? No, because they're always thinking, I want this, I want this. As long as we are thinking, I want, we are not peaceful. Only peaceful person is Bhakti Yogi. Why? Because Krishna is happiness. Like how we discussed, the gopis can just leave that and then go to the next place to get everything ready for Krishna. Because if Krishna doesn't like it, I don't like it. If this can be used in Krishna service, okay, good. If this cannot be used in Krishna service, I have nothing to do with it. So very peaceful. Then Prabhupada speaks about, yeah. The Dhami, Krishna gives us according to our desire. If we want only Krishna, Krishna gives that. If we are thinking, I want this also, then Krishna gives that. Then here, he is always thinking of Krishna. What is a special qualification? Always thinking of Krishna. Then, yeah, so again, it's not Prabhupada saying that we don't even have to live in a holy place like Vrindavan. Wherever we are, we just think of Krishna. Like how Advaita Acharya told Lord Chaitanya, wherever you are, O Lord, there is Vrindavan. And we saw Prabhupada also. Prabhupada said, I was never away from Vrindavan. Consciousness is always, and that is why, see, Prabhupada has given us everything, when after all this Aarti, everything we say, Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Why? Because we think of Vrindavan, we are in Vrindavan. So Prabhupada has given us the way to be in Vrindavan. How many times we can go to Vrindavan in a day? Now, when we say Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, then we are thinking of Vrindavan, we are there in Vrindavan.
Prabhupada said, wherever there's Krishna, that's Vrindavan.
That's Vrindavan. Yes. This is Vrindavan. Yes. Prabhupada brought Vrindavan to the whole world. Yes. And
this verse made me I think of the pastime of Naresh Maharaj. How the devotee can use all his senses to
yes.
serve the Lord constantly.
Constantly. He perfected by following all the 9 processes of devotional service.
So can I ask a question?
Sorry?
Can I just ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, some devotees, sometimes they are so busy in temple services that they are not able to go to Vrindavan sometimes for 10 years or something because they have so much services. So would you say that they can get actually the same benefit just by staying in their duty place and with their services, even though they never go there to physical Vrindavan and Mayapur?
Krishna will allow, no? Krishna will allow, like Mother Ramashakti. She's just living in Vrindavan now. She's like, with what I understood, you are asking whether we just do our service and be here, then is that okay?
Yes, not go there.
Not going to Vrindavan at all. See, Krishna allows. It is Krishna who allows. And also Mother Ramashakti said that it is the local deity who sends us to Vrindavan. If we do nice service for the local deity will send us to Vrindavan. So it will happen. We will be. It's not, the devotee is not like, oh, I don't want to go to Vrindavan. That's not there. I am happy here. I don't want to go to Vrindavan. No. If I'm able to go to Vrindavan, good. If I'm not able to go to Vrindavan, I will continue here. That is surrender of the devotee. No? Yeah, of course, it's good to go to Vrindavan because the pastime places are there. For our materialistic mind, it is very powerful. To see the place where Krishna, oh, this is the tree from where Krishna jumped. This is the place where every night Ras Leela happens. Yeah, where he was born. And in Gokul, you've been to Gokul, that they have this, they have the roof which is all black. And they said this is exactly the place where Mother Yashoda boiled the milk, and the fire will bring the soot, and that is the dark black color on the ceiling. Like that's too much of an exaggeration that it is from that 5,000 years, I think was the same, but then like new people, they find it, oh wow, it's the same from what Mother Yashoda boiled milk, like that we can get. So anyway, but it is good to go to Vrindavan, but devotee is like surrendered, and it will happen. It will happen. Going to Vrindavan, Mayapur, the deities will send us. Okay, then Prabhupada explains about all these 5 kinds of relationships which we know. Now, what is the result? Result of all this, going back to Krishna, what is the result? After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So this is one thing which we quote so much, that Krishna himself is certifying this world as temporary and material, temporary and full of miseries. And then what can we find? And this, what is the significance of this Dukkhalayam? What are the other alayams that we know? Which other alayam, Alay. What does Alay mean?
In French means good.
Dukkhalayam. French means...
Adi Atmik, Adi Bautik, Adi Devi.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But what does Alayam mean? You have heard Himalaya?
It's a house. Alayam means house.
Okay, house. Himalaya. Alay. Himalaya. Correct. Himalaya is Himalaya. What do you see in Himalaya? What is there in the mountain? Snow. It's just white. You've seen photo of Himalaya, just white. Why snow? Hima means snow. Himalaya means place of snow. So the alay in Sanskrit means the place. So what is Vidyalaya? School. The school is called Vidyalaya. Vidya means knowledge. Place of knowledge is Vidyalaya. Then Chikitsalaya. Place of medicine, treatment is hospital. No, so we cannot go to Chikitsalaya and ask for Vidya.
Medicine, yes.
Medicine?
In medicine, you can ask for some knowledge.
Some knowledge, yeah. But Chikitsalaya is not the university there. Just hospital. Yeah, this is written. Yeah. So, in Vidyalaya, you don't go and ask, can I change the currency here? Not possible, because it is Vidyalaya. So whatever alay it is, that is all what is available there. That is the significance of the word alay. Himalaya, full of snow. Vidyalaya, full of knowledge.
This is his verse, alay.
Dukkhalayam. Alayam.
It is in Prabhupada's translation, Dukkhalayam, place of miseries.
Place of miseries, yeah. Alayam. Dukkhalayam. So which means, if it is Dukkhalayam, Dukkha means misery, sorrow. Can we find happiness here? Because it is Dukkhalayam. Now we may say, if someone, what example do I use? Like someone who just got married with the love of their life. That's what they say, no? I found the love of my life and got married. And then you go and say, oh, you know what? This place is Dukkhalayam. What will they say? No way. I am so happy today. So Krishna says, Ashashvatam. Temporary. Maybe you will find some happiness, but it is temporary. Because to the same person, after 1 year, you go and say, he will say, yes, this is Dukkhalayam. No? Maybe just when they're married, they'll say, oh, this is Sukhalayam, it's so happy. 1 year later, they will say, it is Dukkhalayam. They will agree. Why? Because it is temporary. That's why Dukkhalayam Ashashvata. Okay, now, how? Explanation of that. This is Brahma Bhuvana Loka. Punaravartino Arjuna. Kauteya Punarjanma. Why it is Dukhalayam? To what extent it is Dukhalayam? Brahma Bhuvana Loka. Material world. What is the explanation of this material world? Now Krishna is explaining. From the highest planet in the material world to the down to the lowest. All are places of misery. Don't think that if I go to the other planet, I'll be happy. Like how people here think, we'll go to the moon and we'll be happy. Then they say, oh, we went to the moon, but there is only rock there. Then let's have a restaurant in Mars. They just keep thinking that maybe that planet is better. He's telling, no, all the planets, place of misery. Don't try anywhere. Yeah, yes. And then explanation, the highest planet in the material world is Brahma's planet. So what are the reasons why we may think that the Brahma's planet is happy? Longer lifespan. We don't want to die. And Brahma lives for a long time, so he should be happy. Actually, now what is Brahma thinking? How old is our Brahma now?
Oh, something.
How old is Brahma now?
He's 50.
50. He is 50 years old in his lifespan. So now what is Brahma thinking? Oh my Krishna, I'm 50 years old and I've not started Krishna consciousness. That's what Brahma is also thinking. So Brahma Bhuvana Loka, everywhere, everyone is miserable. And Brahma, we may think Brahma is happy because he has got long lifespan. What is lifespan of Brahma that Krishna, like Prabhupada is explaining? Okay. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day. So who knows? You all know the calculation of Brahma's life?
A long time.
Yes. How long time? Easy to remember. No? How do you remember it? Only one number you have to remember, which is how much is Kali Yuga? How much? 432,000. Where is the thing for it? We have yeah, correct. No, not this one. The
7th line, Mataji.
sorry.
7th line down.
I want the whiteboard. They have this whiteboard option here. No, I can't see. It's too small. No. This
You want to draw on this?
yeah, draw. I just want to write. It's okay. I can do Word also. My Word is okay. I'll take my PowerPoint somewhere. What is this one now? I'll close this. Okay. Okay, you can see here. Kali Yuga is how much? Okay, 432,000 years. The comma. Okay. And then what is the Yuga before? Before Kali Yuga is? Dwapara Yuga. Dwapara Yuga is? Yeah, this is Kali Yuga
Times 2.
times 2. And before that? Treta Yuga? Treta Yuga is how many years? Kali Yuga times? Once for all, just learn and you will learn it. Kali Yuga times 3.
3.
3. Treta means thrice. And then Satya Yuga is Kali Yuga times 4. So it is in the ratio 1:2:3:4. Because if you're thinking of the number, remembering numbers can be difficult. Yes. To even remember how many zeros are there, and that is difficult. So, but here it is easy calculation. Now, all these 4 yugas together, how much is it? It's called a Divya Yuga. How much is a Divya Yuga? Kali Yuga
20.
times?
1,000.
Kali Yuga times 4, 3, 2, 1, no? So that will be 4, 3, 2, 1 will be times 10. 10 times. 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. 10. So the 4 yugas together, it is called a Divya Yuga. So yeah, so that will be. This is Divya Yuga, one Divya Yuga. Like this, how many yugas together is in Brahma's day? Brahma's one day is called a Kalpa. 4 yugas is a Divya Yuga. Divya Yuga times 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000 is Brahma's one day, which is a Kalpa. This is just one day of Brahma. So you saw the calculation. So 432,000 times 10 times 10 times 1,000. So which is Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga times how much? 10,000. Got? Switched off. It is a massive number. Yeah.
I'm not interested in, I'd rather just go.
Go, yeah, just go back to Krishna in another 50 years is easier than calculating this Brahma's day and night. So 432,000 times 10,000 times 10,000 is Brahma's one day. And the same is Brahma's one night. So Brahma's life will be, is it? I don't know who all are sleeping or who are, yeah. By the time this is over, everyone has video off. Yeah, by the time the break finishes, video is off. See, none of them. The only one is here with the video off. Only, yeah, Vaibhav finally. Yes, Vaibhav. Welcome. Yeah, others are not there. Okay, Anvesh is there slowly. That's him. Oh, Krishna. Yeah. Ideally, the video should be on. And because it's not different from the class. Like if you're in the class and if you need to go out, you just tell and go or something. No, it should be like that. Good for them also. Yeah, it should be, video should be on. Yeah, if they're leaving, they should tell. So it's only 2. It's only 2 or so are still. Okay, Harini. Came back.
I was here.
You're here, Harini?
Yes, I was here the whole time.
You were here the whole time. Okay, fine. So, yeah, okay. Anyway, that's fine.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, you can also explain where does 432,000 comes from?
You can. Are you? Yeah, Prabhupada is explaining in the purport. No, okay, anyway, let's. So, yeah. Prabhupada is explaining in the purport 360. Yes, Prabhu, let me finish Brahma's life. No, he's just telling, come back to the point, don't go around. Yes, so Kali Yuga times, then Brahma's life is what? Brahma's life is
300.
Yeah, it's got 100 years life. So 1 year, 100 years, 1 year has got 365 days.
Yes.
Yeah. And 365 days, and how many? No, like, how do you calculate 12 months? No, 12 months
It
and
is
30 days. No, 30 days. And in one day has got 24, like two of these, no, this day, the same as night. So that is Kali Yuga times, so 2 times Kali Yuga times 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it says the number here.
For 311 trillion, no, for,
That's right.
yeah, 311 trillion,
And 40 billion.
40 billion. Yeah. So this is how it comes.
Even that place is temporary.
Yeah,
Temporary.
even that place is temporary.
Says in the viewpoint of eternity, it is as brief as a lightning flash.
So Krishna is telling, don't even think that Brahma is happy. Brahma is also not happy. He also has his death waiting for him. So our Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravarti Norjan. But the devotee who goes back doesn't have to come back. Not even Brahma is free from, in this material universe, even he is not free from the process of birth, old age, disease, and death. Okay.
Seen the picture of Lord Brahma, it was so old.
Very old, 50 years, yeah. Okay. At the beginning of Brahma's day, so what will happen to us in this Brahma's day and night? When we get manifested, because we are going again, no, in the cycle of birth and death. If we are in this material world, there are 2 annihilation that happen. One is at the time of Brahma's night. Whereas Brahma's night, Brahma is sleeping, all of us sleep. That means for that 432,000 times 10,000 years, we will sleep. If any one of us have the desire to sleep, we just have to think, anyway, at the end of Brahma's day, I can sleep, might as well sit and chant Hare Krishna now, no, instead of thinking of sleeping. Okay, so then again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. We cannot think that, okay, I am not going to be. I will be awake. I will continue. Cannot. Helplessly, see the word used. Helplessly. See, here, Prabhupada, no, like, here the word-to-word translation, see, automatically. Automatically means helpless only, because automatically happens, we have no control. But then Prabhupada puts in a way which gets into our head. Yeah, helplessly annihilated. So wherever in this planet, material universe we go, we will have the same thing. And then here, when Brahma dies, what happened? When Brahma finishes, Brahma goes to the body of Vishnu, and we will all go to the body of Vishnu. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. They come, and night they are annihilated again. Annihilated and remain unmanifest for millions and millions of years.
Is that what the impersonalist wants?
Impersonalist goes to the Brahma Jyoti.
This is not the same.
No, Brahma Jyoti, they won't exist for long in the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is outside the material universe. but not spiritual. Yeah. So they don't annihilate, they're beyond that. So yeah, yes, true. They get freedom from birth and death. Very true, you're right. That the impersonalist is thinking, I don't want birth and death. So you just come out of this material universe. So you are in the Brahma Jyoti. They go to the zero state, not positive. From negative, they come till zero. But how long can you be inactive? See why everyone wants a break? Because we cannot sit like this for so long. We need to get up, walk. So how will we be inactive in the Brahma Jyoti? No, it is not possible. And even in this material world, we will see that even when they desire to become Mayavadi, like impersonalists, what do?
Nothing.
Do they sit without doing anything?
They try to.
And then, are they successful?
No.
Then what do? Charity.
Mm.
They start hospitals. If you're so happy doing nothing, why you have charity? Why do you start schools and hospitals? If nothing makes sense, that's how you start everything. But then later on, you start the charity. And then they say Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. The Manav means human beings. When you serve human beings, it is as good as serving the God. How it works like that. So even in the material world, we cannot be inactive. How we will be inactive in the Brahma Jyoti? So they come back again. But that is what they aspire for. They aspire for the Brahma Jyoti because they want to come out of this birth and death. They can't survive there also because the soul is still active and has the identity. Okay, again, Prabhupada mentions in this verse again, intelligence. So, and when Brahma is born again in another millennium, they're again manifest. In this way, they are captivated by the spell of the material world. But those intelligent persons who take to Krishna consciousness use the human life fully in the devotional service of the Lord, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thus they transfer themselves even in this life to the spiritual planet of Krishna and become eternally blissful. They're not being subject to such rebirths. Now, this is material world. Then what is spiritual world? Transcendental to all this. Eternal, transcendental. It is supreme, never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. That is a spiritual world. And avyakta vyakta. Yeah, that which the Vedantas described as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as a supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns, that is my supreme abode. So we see that even Brahma has this problem of birth and death, not eternal. But here there is a world which is eternal. No one will ask us to leave. And in this material world, we are going again to all the places. When we go to the spiritual world, no one will ask us to leave from there. And that is the Supreme Lord's planet called Golok Vrindavan and many other spiritual planets. So this is the explanation. Prabhupada gives the explanation of Golok Vrindavan, which we know from Brahma Samhita. Chintamani Prakrasatma Sukalpa Vriksha Lachavrideshu Surabhir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. The Lord is served by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune and he's called Govinda, primeval Lord, and the cause of all causes, Ishvara, Parama, Krishna. Everything has a cause. The cause of that cause is Krishna. His transcendental. Okay, then Venum Kunandam Aravinda Dalayatacham. See the whole description we know. How does Krishna look like? Venum Kunandam Aravinda Dalayatacham Barhavadamshan Asidambuddha Sundarangam Kandarpa Kodi Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham. Kandarpa Kodi. Thousands of cupids. Govinda Madi Purusha. His eyes are like lotus petals. Color of his body is like the color of clouds. So attractive. He wears saffron cloth, a garland around his neck, peacock feather in his hair. How does God look like? We have the perfect description, complete description. Yes. Yeah, here in Bhagavad Gita, he is just telling you, reach there, you will never have to come back. But in the Brahma Samhita, there is more details. Okay. Now, how we go there? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading and everything is situated within him. Goloka eva nivasyatya khilatma bhutam. He is sitting there. Does it mean that Krishna is only there? Krishna is not here? No, Krishna is there in everyone's heart also. Yeah, so he's there everywhere in the four-armed form. Syantastani bhutani. Everything is sustained within him, within either his spiritual or material. So the Lord is all-pervading, whether it is material or spiritual, that we saw in the 7th chapter, no? When we bhumirapo nalova ayu, hamano buddhirevacha hangare demi binna prakriti rasya. Apareyam itastanyam prakriti midhime param jiva bhutam mahabahoye. So whether material or spiritual, we are still in Krishna's energy. Both are Krishna's energy. We cannot escape that. Our choice is which energy we want to be. We want to be under material energy or spiritual energy. Choice is given. Now, Krishna says to transition from the material. So he explained material and spiritual world, how to transition from material to spiritual. That he tells in the next verses. This is first for the yogi. How does the yogi go? Agnir Jyotiraha Shukla Shanmasa Uttarayana. North. Then during the fortnight of the waxing moon, during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. You know that how it works? How the sun travels? No? I didn't find the... No, I like, okay. Maybe I'll show it next week. We need to figure out where it is. I forgot about that. So how does us see the personality of sun, how he travels? When we say sun, is a sun god. There's a personality of sun. How he travels?
On a chariot.
On a chariot. Then who else is there in the chariot? Charioteer? Horses. And then how does he go? Does he go straight like that? No. He's circumambulating, but when he is going, he goes like this. He's in the northern, sun travels in the north. North side, south side. That is the change in the season. I'll show the video. In the Vedic cosmology, we can see that chariot goes. So that is why, that sometimes sun is this side and then goes this side. So, yeah. Like, we will see, even though sun rises in the east, we will see the north side sun. Do you see that? Have you seen? No. No?
It's in the winters, actually.
Yeah, winters we will see where? In the north or south?
On the south.
South.
he's away and far away from us. And we feel less heat and it's more cold.
More cold. Yeah. Okay. So you will see, you notice the sun, like whether it is north side or south side. Sometimes the sun travels in the south side. Sometimes sun travels in the north side. East to west. Traveling is from east to west, but whether it is north or south. So traveling in the northern hemisphere, when the yogi leaves their body in the time when the sun is yeah. So, yeah, that's what Bhishma they waited, but actually Bhishma was waiting for Krishna to come. Yes, Prabhuji.
Is that, I'm just thinking now, because we have the longest day of the year, that's
Yes.
why it changes from the one to the
Yeah,
other.
I follow Bhakti Yoga, so I don't go into those things, but yes. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yes, who's yeah, usually Prabhus are good in all this, like, those calculations. Like for me, it is like, okay, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. But yes, Prabhu, yes, you have the longest and the shortest because of that, because he goes like this, no? When they're this side, and then crosses this middle path and all this, yes. Yeah. So the other times, when sun is in the north, side traveling, that time if we leave the body, then yogi can go to Krishna. And at that time, not just at that time leaving body, still remembering Krishna. They still have to chant Om and remember Krishna. And the other time, during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. So when we practice that Shat Chakra Yoga or the yogi, the Ashtanga Yoga, you can go till the end and be unsuccessful and then start again. That is why in the second chapter, Krishna says, Neha Bikram Nashosti. Solpa Pyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahadubhayat. Just take once Krishna Prasadam, better than this yogi. Because we never go back again. Wherever we are there. No? Then Shukla Krishna Gadi. According to the Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world. One is in the light and one is in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. Okay, now for devotees, no problem. Chant Hare Krishna, they're always fixed. They'll be happy. Full, Why worry about it? Yeah. Chant and be happy. And chant Hare Krishna. So a devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether they will depart by arrangement or by accident. Whatever time it is okay. The devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. So just serve Krishna, be happy, go back to Krishna. Now, a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas. Now we may think, sometimes people think that I should, okay, this chanting Hare Krishna is all okay. I come and do service in the temple. Maybe I should just sit at home and read the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and all the other scriptures. I want to learn everything fully. So Krishna is telling, for them, just by doing devotional service, they are not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Someone who is doing devotional service gets all this. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Wow. Yes.
Because you're saying if somebody wants to do Bhagavatam at home, and that by performing devotional service, they get the benefit of that. But And maybe the obvious question is, isn't reading Srimad Bhagavatam also devotion?
Correct, it is. But our mind is so tricky, that we won't. That is why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has written the poem, no? Dushtamana Tumiki Shera Vaishnava. What kind of a, Prabhupada quotes it all the time, what kind of a devotee are you? Because we cannot do Nirjan Bhajana. Nirjan Bhajana means sitting alone and doing devotion. Impossible. Because as soon as we are sitting alone, we get carried away by many other things. We cannot do Nirjan Bhajan. We may have the right intention. Oh, I will sit and chant Hare Krishna. This Ekadashi, I will just... Have you tried any time like that? Anytime I try, I have failed. When I'm alone, I'll just be focused. I'll do this, I will do that. Where? But because our mind is very tricky. Something happens and then we got carried away. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking maybe we also need a class of people who can read.
Correct.
Srimad
Yeah.
Bhagavatam.
See,
Not
the
everybody-
whole point that Prabhupada said is somehow or the other be Krishna conscious. If you can sit and read Bhagavatam whole day and be Krishna conscious, fine. But how much can we do that?
Unless Brahmanically inclined.
Very Brahmanic. If that was possible, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur wouldn't have said that. And we see so many people living by that also. Many. When they say that, oh, I will be alone, I will do practice Krishna consciousness, I will be successful. No.
Happening Prabhupada times.
So many.
Left the Vrindavan,
Yeah.
Prabhupada association, they went to
When
Kund.
Radha Kund, why they not survive? Because that's not in our nature. The Nirjan Bhajana is not. It is very highly elevated stage. We may have, but this is good. See, we are studying Bhagavad Gita in the association of devotees. So any time when we read Prabhupada's purport, he always says, study in the association of devotees. Nirjan Bhajana is very dangerous. Very dangerous.
I'm thinking it's not an excuse for me not reading Bhagavad Gita. between
Oh,
the one
no,
fast and
no,
next,
no,
right?
no, not at all, not at
Sometimes
all.
studying.
Yeah, this is more like you don't meet anyone, you sit and, continuous like that. Yeah. It's not possible. That is not possible. We have to be always in the association of Bhagavad Gita. See here, one who has a little faith in Bhagavad Gita should learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee, because in the beginning of 4th chapter, can be understood only by devotees. That Mother Ramashakti was telling that when she joined the temple, she had so much service. And then one day she thought, oh, because I've got so much service, I cannot read and study. I want to learn all the Krishna philosophy. So maybe I'll go back to my house and start studying. And then she thought, okay, tomorrow after breakfast, I'll go. And then the next day she sat for breakfast, and then they served rasgulla, and she looked at the rasgulla and thought, my mother will never be able to make me rasgulla. Okay, I'm not going. And she stayed in the temple. But then we still continue studying. It's not that we stop studying. We don't study. So when we say Kirtaniya Sadahari, it's not that we chant 16 rounds, but we don't do other things, or we do other things but don't. The whole thing in Krishna consciousness is how to put everything together. We need to chant, we need to read, we need to study. And Prabhupada gave, Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhav. Finally, okay, Bhakti Sastri finished. Oh, when is Bhakti Vaibhav? Bhakti Vaibhav finished. Okay, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. Like that, it goes on and on. So we cannot stop. The whole thing is how we are always engaged in Krishna's service. Mam Anusmara, always think. And Prabhupada said, somehow or the other be Krishna conscious. So we need to figure out what is that somehow for us.
You have to be creative
how we can, yes. So if we are able to figure that out, for someone it may be cooking. I can cook the whole time and be Krishna conscious. For someone may be painting. I'm always painting Krishna's pictures and I'm Krishna conscious. So we need to figure out which will keep us engaged, or we keep us occupied in Krishna consciousness. Okay. So this last verse is the summation of the 7th and 8th chapters.
And if we're following on from what you were showing us last week, then the last paragraph will be a summation.
Summation of everything. How does Prabhupada stop it? One, okay, we have to study. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee's association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. By advancement in the association of the devotee, one is placed in devotional service, and this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name, and other features. After these misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one's study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita and attains a state of feeling always Krishna conscious. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. This highest perfectional stage of life enables the devotee to be transferred to Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky Golok Vrindavan, where the devotee becomes eternally happy. What is this explaining? I showed the slide. What is the conclusion of 7th and 8th chapter? Or what does these 2 chapters deal with? I showed the slide. What is the result? What is the result of studying 7th and 8th chapter?
The supremacy of devotion in attaining the Supreme.
Correct. Yes, then what does this show? When first is one searches for a devotee, gets devotees association.
So Shraddha.
Very good. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita, Bhajana Kriya. One is placed in devotional service, Bhajana Kriya, and this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna, Anartha Nivritti. Then, after these misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed, Nishtha. Then one relishes the study, Ruchi. Then always Krishna conscious, Asakti. Advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna, Bhava and Prema. So that is a summary of 7th and 8th chapters. 7th chapter, how did it start? Tat Shrunu. Remember, hear. By hearing will start association of devotee. We hear, that is why study and hear. That's the thing, no? Because one who has little faith in Bhagavad Gita, Shraddha, learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee here. Okay? So the 7th and 8th chapter takes us from Shraddha to Prema.
Mataji, will you share the slides in the sense that in the handbook there's slides and then we got other slides as well. Sometimes a little bit contradicting, hard to read, and a little bit confusing as well. The previous ones from 2016. So this goes in reference to what you've been speaking.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, yes. Actually, I didn't refer the handbook. Sorry. What is in the hand? I have to see what is in the handbook. But this one, what I have shown makes sense for you?
Yeah, this makes sense. And maybe if you were to look at the handbook, then you could cast your glance on it and figure out what is best for us. Because it's like we've got what you've showed us, what's in the handbook slides, and then there's another set of slides sent to us. So it's 3 versions. Sometimes they're different. Some of the older ones are hard to read a little bit. It's a little bit confusing in my experience personally, I found.
Okay, okay. Okay, I can send this in the group. I can send this in the group also. You can see. Okay. Okay. So.
But can you upload this PPT into the app, like that app?
Okay, I will just send it to the admin and then they will upload wherever. I don't know where it is. Okay, I will do, Prabhu. I will make sure it reaches you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Okay, then thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please forgive me if I've spoken something here, there, but it is so ecstatic to be in all your association. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Without